Good day, everyone. My name is Tutor Dan, and I'm your tutor for today. Please do well to subscribe and follow us across all social media pages at Gordon School of Mathematics. In our last class, we looked at the topic writing whole numbers and decimal numbers in standard form. And then we say to write whole numbers or decimal numbers in standard form is to express the numbers in the form a times 10 raised to the power n for whole numbers and a times 10 raised to the power minus n for decimal numbers, right? And then we said a is clearly a number between 1 and 10, right? That's for that in our last class. But then in today's class, we'll be looking at changing from standard form to whole numbers and decimal numbers, of course, right? It means now we are doing the reverse of what we learned last week in our last class, right? So which means instead of writing from whole numbers to standard form now, we want to write numbers that are already in standard form. We want to learn how to convert them back to whole numbers and also decimal numbers. Now, recall that to express a whole number to standard form or in standard form, right, all we need to do is to shift the place of the decimal point backward. For example, if we have 41,000, to express 41,000 in standard form, what do? We need to shift the place of the decimal point backward until we arrive at a less than 10 and greater than 1. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. This gives us 4.1, right? Which is now clearly greater than 1 but less than 10. Then times 10 raised to the power. How many times did we move backward? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 times. And this is our result. Now, to convert from standard form back to whole number, we do the opposite, the reverse, right? That is, instead of our decimal point moving backward, our decimal point moves forward, right? Now, it means that, what does that mean? It means that if you have a number, a whole number, right, and you are converting it or writing it in standard form, the place of the decimal point will go backward. Now, if you are now writing numbers, right, that are in standard form, all back to whole numbers, it means that the place of the decimal point will move forward. Now, how do you know that this is a whole number? Let's assume you have 4.14 times 10 raised to the power 4, for example, right? Now, we know that this is a whole number because n is positive. Remember, if it's a whole number, n will be positive. If it's a decimal number, n will be negative. So if you have a number in standard form and our n is positive, then it simply means that you are to convert this number back to what? Whole number. Now, all we need to do, 4.14, it means that the place of the decimal point will move forward this multiple of 10, that's 4 times. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the place of the decimal point will now be at this point. The last number is 4. Just fill the empty spaces with 0. This gives us 41400. And this is it. Right? Now, what if we have, so for example, we have 4.1 times 10 raised to the power 4. Now, this is already in standard form. Right? We want to change it back to whole number. Now, I know that I'm changing back to whole number because my n is positive. Right? And remember, to change from whole number to standard form, the place of the decimal point is moving backward. It means that to now change from standard form to whole number, the place of the decimal point will move forward. So I will have 4.1. The place of the decimal point will move forward from this point to this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, the number of n. So, right, we just need to, we fix 0 into the empty spaces, and the decimal point has moved from this place to this place. This gives us 41,000, and this is our answer, right? What of decimal numbers we have 4.1 times 10 raised to the power minus 4. Now, we know that we are converting this number in standard form to decimal number because our n is negative. Now, remember, if you are converting from decimal number to standard form, the place of your decimal point is moving forward. Now, what does that mean? It means if you are now converting from standard form now, back to decimal number, the place of the decimal point will move backward the number of n times. That is, we have 4.1. This decimal point will move from this point backward 1, 2, 3, and 4, which means the decimal point had been at this point is now at this point. Fill the empty spaces with 0. We now have 0.0004. There's no more decimal point here. We now have point. Of course, this is 0.00041.